Okay, next let's compare question number 2. Let me lead you. So again, the simple use substitution does not work here. So what would be, we're going to use this trigonometric substitution and compare to the formula or to the format. Here we have a format of x squared plus a squared. X squared plus a squared. So we need to consider to use this second form. Alright. So let's start with the question there. So let's start choosing the correct x. Not you. This is a trigo substitution. Start with letting x to be a. What is our a? A is 1, right? 1 tangent theta. So we would like to use this. Okay. So and then we are to differentiate dx d theta. So for the tangent theta, you have to look into the formula list. And after this, you are supposed to replace all this x in terms of the theta. Okay, and also look into your formula list of the trigo identity. What is the appropriate formula of a trigo identity that you have to use? Okay, just let me give a clue. You will be needing tangent square A or secant square theta plus 1. Change it as secant square theta for you to simplify. There's a clue there. Alright, let me give you 5 minutes. Everybody pause this video starting from there. Differentiate, change everything into theta and simplify. Consider to use this trigo identity. Ready? Okay, 5 minutes from now. So let us compare answer for this part. It started with recognizing what is the x as a trigo form, S1. And then you are supposed to differentiate M1. And then to replace everything in terms of the theta. Okay. Sometimes when the derivative is very simple, we do not give a mark for it because you can easily get the answer for the derivative of the tangent is given already in your formula list. So you need to substitute everything in terms of a theta, normal x, and then you are supposed to use identity there. Okay, tangent square theta plus 1 is secant square, so that you can eliminate the radical. Okay, m1. And then you have to be able to simplify. So secant square square root, we get the secant. Here we have secant square just now. Okay, secant square d theta, we can cut. And we are left with secant theta over tangent square theta. So how do we differentiate? So in this case, we need to use the identity. Okay, such that playing around with these definitions of the tangent and secant. Secant is actually 1 on cosine. Here I changed the tangent into sine square and cosine square because you have to get it in terms of this format or this format. Only if you can get into this format, then you are able to integrate. Okay, so the integral of the cosecant theta, cotangent theta, it is already given in our formula list. let's look at the formula. So there, this is the formula. Okay, integral of the cosecant x cotangent x is negative cosecant angle x. You can just quote the answer that it is given in our formula list. So we quote the answer. Okay, and don't forget the C for indefinite integral. Okay, but we cannot leave our answer as theta. We need to get back the x. So using your definitions of a trigonometry, Pythagoras theorem, that we said just now tangent theta to be x. Okay, by definition, tangent is opposite on adjacent. We need this hypotenuse side. Applying the Pythagoras theorem, the z, I call it z, it is x squared plus 1 square root. And because we need cosecant, cosecant is actually 1 over sine. So sine opposite over the adjacent. So cosecant, the reciprocal of the sine. Okay, so that's the value for the cosecant, and we plug in that as our final answer in terms of x. Alright, so you do need to have all these methods in order for you to deserve mark. And here, using this Pythagoras theorem, can show a little bit of the work on how you change it into the x. Okay, let's compare answer. How many marks do you get? So here I give 8 marks for all the steps. Okay, starting with the trigo substitution, change everything in terms of theta, no more x, using the identity, and then playing around with the trigonometry identity, okay, until you can get this portion. Okay, this portion. Okay, you have to have this portion or this portion before you can quote your answer. And to get in terms x, you have to show this and your answer in terms of x. If m0, automatic, a is 0. Alright? Okay, so that is question number 2.